Channel Zero, The Dream Door is finally here. Yes, this episode was online for weeks, but I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to watch it as this whole thing was dropping. As of right now, they have yet to drop the entire season, but I know it'll be up probably by tomorrow. So I just went ahead and threw this on. I went on looking for it, but it wasn't there. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to watch the first episode. I need to go to bed anyways. So let's just knock this out. We'll talk about it. And holy shit, as usual, Channel Zero remains the best horror show on television. This episode is fucking fantastic. Yes, this is why I love Channel Zero. It is so consistent. It is so eerie. It is so fucking great. And speaking of fucking, not only does this open with a couple fucking in every room of their new house, but also this is the first season that I can remember where anyone gets to say the F word. I did say that in the first season that the fucks were just muted. Like when they went to say the fucks, if I remember correct, I'm pretty sure that's what that happened with that show. But now they get to say them because all the shows I watch, American Horror Story and The Purge and all the horror shows on right now, they're all saying fuck, and it's wonderful. It's fucking wonderful. I like that these shows are able to be mature, violence and language and sexuality. Like we get to see asses and we get to fucking hear cursing and I don't know, it just makes it more authentic. I talk about that on here a lot, but Jesus. Anyways, so we got this couple, Tom and Jillian. They have just moved into this house that was given to them as a present, and hell of a gift there. They've known each other since they were kids. They seemingly have this perfect relationship. Their friend Jason brings over a Tinder date. She doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with him, but she definitely wants to pay attention and, dream about the perfect relationship by encountering this couple that seems to have that relationship. But of course, like reality, relationships are not so much always what they seem. A lot of what seems to be great relationships have just as many flaws as the shitty ones that you know. It's just, it's easy to look good at a dinner. It's easy to look good on Facebook. It's like your best behavior. It's like your freaking greatest hits compilations or whatever. People don't see behind the scenes. They don't see under the surface. So these guys, they have their issues, and Jillian definitely has some issues that seem to stem from her father. Now, what happened with her father, we do not know. She gets a letter from a guy, and she rips it up, and I gotta assume that this is from her father, or it could possibly be from a relative or something, but they're suggesting that I think they outright say, that her father did something awful, that he was a coward and whatever. I think the first logical conclusion we would come up with here is that he killed her mom and maybe himself. But maybe this letter's from him. He's still alive. Didn't look like a prison letter though, so maybe he's already out. Maybe he didn't kill her mom. Maybe he, if everyone knows about it, like if Jason knows about it, the friend of the family, he must have done something awful, because the way he was talking about it seemed like he did something unforgivable, and murder would be the most obvious. But I suppose something else could have happened. He could have molested her. He could have, I don't know, but I don't know why. Murder seems the most logical, but as I said, because his friend knows, I feel like it should be something that he got caught for, something that's known to everybody. You don't really divulge to buddies like that, like, oh, my dad raped me when I was a kid or something, I don't know. It's not saying 100%. It just seems like the murder is the most logical one, but we shall see what the hell that is, and who the hell that note is even from. Then down in the basement, they find a puppy, which he makes a remark, or she says, like, I had a doll, looked just like that thing when I was a kid. She obviously has known him since she was a kid, so she would have been in this house. She lost that down there. Her dreams seem to come to fruition. Now, the dream door. Let's talk about the word dream here for a second. I don't think it's like literal, like being asleep dreaming. I feel like it's an imagination dreaming, like anything you can dream up. Because we have Pretzel Pete here, which is what I'm pretty sure they called him in the episode. Now I'm doubting it for some reason because, well, I have a reason. Because I looked on IMDb and it says Pretzel fucking, what does it say? Pretzel fucking, whatever. Not Pretzel Pete. Pretzel Jack, yeah. And I was confused because I swear the dude says Pretzel Pete in the show. So I'm going to say Pretzel Pete because I'm going to trust my memory of what I saw in the show. I could be wrong. IMDb either fucked up or I'm an idiot. Or both. I mean, both are definitely possible. But yeah, a fucking door appears downstairs out of nowhere. This is a house that this guy grew up in and he doesn't recognize it. My brain would just go out of, oh my God, it would be on fire with the possibilities. I don't know if I'd be trying to break into it, but they become obsessive with it. And their friend comes over and he fires a shotgun into it 5 times. Somehow the cops don't get called. Okay, sure, why not? And the house flickers like it's being attacked or not, whatnot. But then later in the episode, Jillian is having confrontation with Jason at his house, and the lights flicker when she gets mad. She gets scared when the shotgun's getting shot off. So I think that it's her, not the house, as far as I can tell anyway. Then they get through that door and there's a stairwell down into an even lower basement. And I would be like, oh, fucking hell no. A locksmith comes over, looks at it, and it's like, nope, just walks away. Thought that was pretty funny. And then, yeah, he goes down, he blasts the other door. I can't get it open, can't do nothing. They go over to the neighbor's house because it seems to be right under his house. They find out from the neighbor that the old neighbors, who should be dead by now, according to Jillian, now live in Florida, and he's taken over for them, and he's getting his PhD. I do not trust this guy. Okay, they're in Florida. Yeah, right. Florida, aka buried in the backyard. Oh yeah. I just no. I don't trust the guy. And. Yeah, so she goes to Steven Weber here. I think he needs to come help them open up the door since he did play a Jack Torrance. Although in his version of The Shining, it's a croquet mallet. Which, if you don't know, Stephen King remade The Shining, or readapted, should I say, into like a 4-hour miniseries to follow his book pretty much to the letter. It's not as good of a film as Kubrick's as expected, but it is a closer adaptation if you're a big fan of the novel and you haven't seen it. I definitely would check it out, which reminds me that Dr. Sleep is being filmed right now, and I just finished The Haunting of Hill House tonight, which was directed all by Mike Flanagan, who is directing Dr. Sleep, so lots of connections going on here. I like how they mentioned the whole Berenstein Bears thing, or the freaking Kazam or Shazam or whatever, Shazam, I think, with Sinbad and all that. Like, I'm that person too. I absolutely, especially the Berenstein Bears. Like, how do we all share this delusion? I like that that's brought up in there because it is very odd. 100%. When I was a kid, my whole life. I thought I was alone on this. When I heard that for the first time, I was like, oh shit. Like, people are with me on this? Like, I had no idea. I just thought I was a fucking lunatic. And then when everyone was like, oh yeah, man, I thought it was Berenstein Bears too. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I just thought it was funny that he brings this up because of the, he's trying to explain away the door, then them not noticing it. It's like, yeah, I think you would have noticed this. And let's see. So her husband is lying to her. She sees him confronting this woman in the little hardware store that they're in when she's looking for paint. He says that it's some job that he did, and this woman is mad with the work. But then when she calls her, I guess he gives her the right name, dummy. She says, tell your husband to leave me alone. I'm going to get a restraining order. So he's been pestering her enough. I definitely don't think that's what it seems for sure. He's probably trying to apologize to her for something. I do not know. And the woman's house that he's going to in the middle of the night, that he's went to 2 nights in a row, is Barbara Crampton's place. What she could be, fuck if I know. Maybe another therapist. I don't know. I don't think so, but that's all I got for now. And let's see. Oh man, when she goes down, she fucking gets herself into that room, and Pretzel Pete I'm sticking with it, is in the corner, and then the way he moves and runs out is fucking freaky, man. It just startled me for a second. I was like, what the fuck? The way his body moves, the fact that he's a contortionist. I mean, I know a lot of people that are creeped out by contortionists, and this guy is definitely no exception. He is creepy as fuck. And the handprint that's on the door seems to match her handprint perfectly. I mean, I know no one would think that would actually open the door by putting their hand on there, but this is the first time she put her hand on the handprint, but it did look like it perfectly matched. And yeah, the whole ending here with Pete in the doorway is fantastic. Like when he comes, we have a couple of like creepy shots that you blink and you miss them. Him reaching out and grabbing the little screwdriver, and him walking behind her outside their house there. Those are really cool shots there. But like the way this shot pans back and it's all in one take, and he's just sitting there. You can see him moving, because I rewound it and watched it again. You can see him kind of swaying back and forth. So that is the actor waiting for his cue to pop up. It's like a freaking Michael Myers at the end of Halloween, where he does this sit-up moment where they're standing there and they're arguing and they're going back and forth, and he just rises up. Sorry. It's fucking scary, it's creepy, and then he comes out, and at first the violence, the attack, looked kind of hokey. Like when he was hitting it looked like an actor that was getting real close to he's doing like the punch from an inch away from the face, but if you show it from the wrong angle, you can totally tell the person didn't get hit. That's the way it looked at first. Then he gets him on the ground, and the guy gets it through the hand, and then he just starts ramming into his face, and I'm like, okay, they're not showing it. And then, oh my God, they fucking show this thing. This guy's face is just mutilated. It's awesome. Such a great sequence. For some reason, it reminded me of the gore in Brawl in Cell Block 99. I don't know why. But Jesus Christ. Awesome stuff. And I thought I had written something else down to talk about when it came to this, another guess or something, but yeah, I definitely don't trust the neighbor. Jason's gone. I've got nothing to say about him anymore. Tom, I think I've made every guess I'm gonna make, I guess. Yeah. So what do you guys think of this episode? I cannot wait for the next episode. I hope all the rest of the 5 episodes, the other 5 episodes, are up by tomorrow, so that I can knock the shit out of these. I hopefully will be talking Hill House on my podcast soon, so look forward to that in the future. If you haven't seen that, it's excellent. It's a family drama, though, with horror elements. I would not recommend it to people who are just going in to be scared, because that's not the kind of show it is. It is a well-crafted family drama with great suspense moments and incredible filmmaking. Mike Flanagan can do no wrong. So anyway, guys, good night.